whole reason he got picked is because he capped off his amazing annihilation of Drake with that song, which turned into an anthem for the whole summer. Like, you have to do that at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say if somehow the Browns make it and we see Deshaun Watson during that performance and he says, freaky ass nigga, he is 69 God, he better not be dancing. They announced who's performing at the Super Bowl in New Orleans, man. And Kendrick Lamar, I got to thank him already. He's our person of the year for 2024.
No, I got to agree. I have to agree. And listen, that's why they picked him for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know of anybody else this year that has been in the news cycle and also backed it up with the records.
Yeah.
To this kind of degree. It's just, yeah, I don't think it's something we've really seen before. And probably will not see again for a very long time.
He did it all with music. He did it all with performances, music videos. He didn't do it with no Instagram posts, no tweets, no Insta stories, no duck faces, no bullshit, man. He kept it to the art.
He did. He really did.
But a lot of people, you know, they were a little bit upset at the choice of Kendrick Lamar. You know, Jay-Z, when he took over the entertainment deal with the NFL, him and Rock Nation.
5 years ago now.
Yeah, he met up with Roger Goodell and he said, you know, we're done with kneeling.
Yeah. He did. He did say that. And we were critical at the time. We were critical.
Now we're dancing. Back to dancing. But
listen, after a few real nice Super Bowls with Usher and with Rihanna, and like it's nice. The weekend, like it's been lit.
The halftime show has been lit, and you know Kendrick was a part of the halftime show in LA.
Yes, he was.
He was one of my favorite parts of that show when he came out and did all right. And we saw Kendrick perform earlier this year in Mexico City. You know, we've all seen Kendrick multiple times, and he is a great performer. Just all around. I mean, we watched his pop-up show in LA on Juneteenth, and you know this is just going to be that and even bigger. But a lot of people are saying now, you know, after the Drake beef, like Kendrick, is he gonna play Not Like Us on the world stage?
I could see them doing the chorus at least. I could definitely see them doing the chorus. I don't think they're gonna do the part about like certified pedophile and all that type of shit. I think they're gonna cut that out. But I could definitely see them doing the dance at the end. They not like us. They not like it's gonna be a turn up.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah.
Like the whole reason he got picked is because he capped off his amazing annihilation of Drake with that song, which turned into an anthem for the whole summer. Like, you have to do that at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say if somehow the Browns make it and we see Deshaun Watson during that performance and he says, freaky ass nigga, he is 69 God, he better not be dancing.
Listen, Deshaun, you saw that they just announced there's more allegations. And this man has been playing like shit. Hey, listen, I mentioned this before. We're gonna have to talk about Deshaun Watson at some point because he got all that $240 million guaranteed, and they haven't done jack shit in Cleveland since.
No, they haven't.
Baker Mayfield got booted out of Cleveland, and he's played like twice as many games as Deshaun since then, and won 3 times or 4 times as many games.
He's not making that money though, but
he's not. He's not. But they seem to love him in Tampa.
Yeah, but yeah, Jay-Z, he's been giving us some good shows. But some people are critical of Jay-Z and his choice for Kendrick. They're saying that he's helping Kendrick in Drake and embarrass Drake even further, giving him this opportunity. And we talked about when should Drake come back? Like, can he just wait till this dies down? And it seems like it's not dying down. No. It's getting worse.
No.
And but Drake does have some allies out there, you know, Cameron and Mace. They were defending him throughout the Kendrick Drake beef, and I think they finally said in the end that Drake obviously lost. But when he, you know, they have their sports show, what it is, and they had some comments regarding picking Kendrick as a Super Bowl.
They did. Here's what Cam had to say.
Listen, I love Kendrick Lamar. I love the pop-up. I think he's one of the top artists of this generation, period. Hate the selection. It's in New Orleans. You don't get Lil Wayne. That's what we doing?
Yeah.
Listen, you don't get Lil Wayne in New Orleans for the
Hot
Super Bowl.
Boys.
Not just Hot Boys, Cash Money. All the songs Lil Wayne's done, whether it's Blink 182, there's no reason why Lil Wayne should not be performing in the Super Bowl. It's one person who's stopping this. I know, it's not really a secret. Lil Wayne had a problem with somebody before who's kind of part of the organization running it. This is payback. Who's that? Who's Lil Wayne artist? Drake.
Yeah,
this
hating at this age is crazy.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
bro. It's ridiculous. Like Mike, there's some hip hop shit that you probably don't know what's going on. To be totally honest with you, so we'll school you behind the scenes. Lil Wayne not to be performing in New Orleans for the Super Bowl is egregious. And it gotta stop. It gotta stop. Mike, we'll tell you what's going on later. It gotta stop, bro.
Okay. Yeah. He also said Jay-Z blocked him and Mace from the Fanatics Fest.
He did.
But Cam and Jay have been going back and forth for
a long
over
time.
20 years, man.
Yeah.
Jay-Z was also going back and forth with Jim Jones in the past. So, and Drake, he brought out Cam and Jim at the Apollo show last year where I was at. So, we heard Jim Jones sticking up for Drake throughout the beef. Even taking shots at Pusha T for Drake. So it seems like Cameron has his allegiance to Drake too. Do you think Jay-Z was getting payback by giving Kendrick this opportunity? Because Jay-Z said, Kendrick Lamar, he's a great artist and, he simplifies hip hop and we're giving him this opportunity because he deserves it. Listen,
I think that Cam's view and his lens that he's looking through is a little bit too personal and is fogging his glasses. Because when you're talking about on a stage like this for the Super Bowl, this is not an opportunity that's afforded to everybody. This is an opportunity that's afforded to people that are going to attract a lot of viewers, because not everybody that watches the Super Bowl is necessarily interested in the teams that are fucking playing the game. Like, people watch for the commercials, they watch for the halftime show. Then you got the football fans that are interested in the game and betting and shit like that. But there's way more money than, I got a beef with so-and-so, or I didn't invite somebody to this event or kept them from getting in, so let me pick Kendrick to do this fucking show. Like, what are we talking about? Y'all are too old for this bullshit and to pretend like these little petty games are playing big money, like making big money decisions.
This is Jay-Z, though. He's always playing petty games and big money decisions and freezing people out. He has a reputation of doing this. When he took over as Def Jam's president, a lot of the artists and other rappers were upset with the budgets that they got. They were like, what the hell? Why is this dude screwing me over? Why is another rapper, one of my peers, now in control of my career? And he's always been cutthroat, Jay-Z, and who he wants to do business with and who he doesn't want to do business with. So I understand, especially if people have, felt slighted and being frozen out of certain opportunities, like them looking at it this way. I don't know if there's a problem between Jay-Z. I saw pictures of Jay-Z and Lil Wayne at Fanatics Fest that Cameron and Mace were banned from, or not banned from, but canceled, I guess.
Yeah.
So I thought they were cool. They had multiple songs together.
Yeah, they were just recently on what God Did Together. They did that whole video performance for what was it, Grammys or something like that a year or two ago. Like, I hear what you're saying, but I feel like at this level, if the pettiness is also there, it's like an add-on. It's a cherry on top. But it's not like I'm making this big decision because of this. Like, Kendrick, as we just said, had the biggest year in hip-hop that we've probably seen in recent memory, and he didn't even drop a fucking album. Like, I'm sorry, but yes, Lil Wayne is a legend.
Yeah.
Certified. Top 5, dead or alive, whatever you want to call it, whatever title you want to give him, he's there when it comes to rap, hip hop, his influence, impact, his own discography and what he's put out there. Like, that's not debatable. But when we're talking about performance ability and the way that Wayne has looked over the last handful of years, he's not somebody that I'm thinking of in my top 10 people that I want to see at the Super Bowl. He's just not. I don't give a fuck that it's in New Orleans.
I didn't even know it was in New Orleans. Yo, Troy, do you think Jay-Z was being a little bit petty in his decision?
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like it played a small part. Obviously the business, Kendrick's having a historic run right now, so it makes a lot of sense. But I do think, it probably is like, yeah, you should have paid, the Neptunes. That's for like Pharrell, or it has to go back to something like that from back in the day. I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I also think that all this chatting, because this got announced on Sunday and everybody was immediately in an uproar because it's in New Orleans. Now, all this talking that people are doing are possibly fucking up the opportunity for Wayne to actually participate in this event, because I'm sure Kendrick is going to want to bring out people. I'm sure. Now, whether it's people from TD, whether it's West Coast people, again, which hopefully it's not, but whatever it might be, maybe he was going to bring out Wayne. But now what do I do when everybody's trying to kill me? And then if I bring him out, it's like, oh, because he didn't get picked, I just brought him out because there was backlash. Like, it's a whole weird thing.
I don't
but
think
nobody
that would impact whether or not he would do that. I think when I think of who Kendrick would bring out, he already did the West Coast thing. He's not doing that again. He'll probably bring out SZA, Beyonce, do those high profile things, and maybe he'll bring out like J. Cole. Maybe J. Cole will come out and be like, look,
biggest Super Bowl. And look around next to him like, where's Drake? Where's Drake?
Oh my God.
He ain't here. He ain't make it.
But Lil Wayne, they did ask him, right? We do have some clips of him talking about possibly doing this. And I wasn't even aware of this, but I feel like it's just one of those internet things, and one person says it, then everyone's just like, yeah. You know what I mean? But I feel like most people were on Kendrick's side, but it was just like Cam. When you have Cameron speaking out, when you have Birdman speaking out, we'll get to Nicki Minaj. She's a big voice. When you have those people speaking out, it becomes a bigger narrative.
It really does.
Okay,
and then people run with it.
Let's think about this for a second. Lil Wayne, headline Super Bowl in New Orleans. How badly do you want to hear those words?
Just as bad as I would want to see my name at the top of that list when I was that whatever age it was, and I would bust into the office and get that Billboard magazine. Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
What does it signify to you? What does it mean to do that?
I think that, just as an artist, because this has nothing to do with, and that's so crazy that it has nothing to do with the sport as an artist.
Yeah.
And he loves football.
This is an achievement.
He's had like 5 different teams throughout his career.
Nothing to do with
He's
the
like
sport.
me with basketball.
That's so crazy. It has now what teams are playing, what city is in, that you perform for the what?
Yeah, right. Excuse me.
You know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, oh, man. So that right there is it's an achievement. It's and thank God I've been on the Grammy stage, and my name has been called.
Yeah, so I think it would be great, but he's just not in a space, I don't think. Like,
I mean, I haven't seen Wayne perform live. I've seen him on TV. Sometimes he looks decent, sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes he just walks off stage because the crowd didn't show his gutta enough love. Like, he just
and who wants to deal with that for the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Like, who wants that kind of temperamental shit where like you don't know what Wayne you're about to get?
Yeah.
Like, we know what Kendrick we're gonna get.
Kendrick is a professional assassin.
Listen, dog, I've seen Kendrick live in 3 different venues. One was a pop-up for special guest with Chappelle. Another was at Barclays when we saw him. And then the third was in Mexico.
Yeah.
So each and every one, everybody knew all the words. Everybody was going crazy. Maybe not as much for Chappelle just because it was like, that's not necessarily his crowd.
Yeah.
But it was lit.
Yeah.
I don't know that if Wayne puts together a 15-minute set of whatever his top songs are that he wants to do for this, that it's going to get the same kind of reception as All Right, Not Like Us, whatever other songs Kendrick decides to put together.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify, follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.